You might be surprised by what I'm about to share with you today, but let me tell you, this isn't just a coincidence. You didn't click on this video by mistake, and you're certainly not here by accident. What you're witnessing right now is alignment. Divine timing. A confirmation from the universe that you are exactly where you need to be. You've attracted this message because something inside you is shifting. Your vibration is rising, your beliefs are evolving, and your soul has started to awaken to the truth. You are on the edge of a major financial transformation. This isn't just another video with nice words and fleeting motivation. No. This is what's called a law of assumption rampage, a stream of truth so focused, so powerful, that it can begin to rewrite the subconscious patterns running your life. You're not just here to listen. You're here to receive. To soak in the energy of certainty. To reprogram your belief system at the deepest level so that you no longer hope for wealth, you assume it. You embody it. You live it as your truth. And the first truth you must understand is this: the very moment you accept that you are a millionaire, not will be, not someday, but now, you begin to generate the vibration that matches that reality. The law of assumption is not about effort, it's about identity. It doesn't wait for external proof. It demands internal alignment. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you believe. And right now, this video is here to tell you, you've already crossed the threshold. Your belief is stronger than your doubt. That's why you're still here. That's why this message reached you. The universe speaks in energy. It responds not to your words, but to your frequency. And today, your frequency pulled this message straight into your awareness. This is a direct sign from the universe, telling you that you are ready to step fully into the vibration of wealth. This is not about luck. This is about alignment. And the fact that you're watching this means your energy is already aligning with abundance. The question now is, will you embrace it? There's a shift that happens when you stop asking when and start declaring now. And that's the shift this message is inviting you into. You've been preparing for this moment, through every setback, every disappointment, every moment of faith that didn't seem to pay off. It was all training. It was all conditioning your nervous system to hold more. More abundance. More freedom. More joy. And now you're on the verge. You're on the brink of breakthrough. The frequency you've been tuning into is starting to reflect back in your reality, and the momentum is unstoppable. But here's the thing, this is your journey. No one else can walk it for you. No one else can make the decision to shift your beliefs, to embody the mindset, to live from the assumption that your wealth is already yours. That choice belongs to you. And if you are truly a chosen one, someone who feels called to a greater purpose, someone who knows deep down that life was never meant to be a struggle, then you'll stay with this message to the end. Because it's not just words you need right now. It's energy. It's a reminder. It's a spiritual realignment. I want you to pause and ask yourself this: what would change if you stopped trying to become wealthy and started believing you already are? How would you think? How would you feel? What kind of decisions would you make? Who would you surround yourself with? The reason this question matters is because the law of assumption teaches us this. You must act in accordance with the version of you that already has what you desire. Not in fantasy. Not in make-believe. But in energetic truth. From this moment forward, everything in this message is designed to help you saturate your subconscious with the truth of your ideal life. The more you receive this energy, the faster you will embody it. The more you replay it, the more you will train your system to recognize abundance as normal, not as a miracle, but as your standard. That's the power of this rampage. It's not just motivational, it's transformational. And if you've made it this far, it means you're open. You're ready. You're not resisting the shift, you're inviting it. You're allowing it. You're surrendering the doubts and stepping into your power. The truth is, your millionaire identity already exists in the spiritual realm. It's not a future you're chasing, it's a frequency you're aligning with. And this video is the bridge. Every second you stay here is another layer of resistance falling away. Every affirmation you absorb is another lock opening in your subconscious. Every breath you take is a step closer to the version of you who lives freely, generously, abundantly. So right here, right now, let's anchor this energy. Let's make this more than a moment, let's make it a turning point. If you feel the truth of this message resonating in your body, in your spirit, then don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to amplify the energy, not just for you, but for the entire collective. Subscribe to Cosmic Harmony so this stream of truth continues to flow into your life. Leave a comment with the affirmation, I am ready. I am wealthy. It is done. Let your words echo back into the universe as a declaration that you're not waiting anymore. You're receiving. This isn't about hype. This isn't about pretending. This is about remembering who you are and choosing to live from that place. The days of striving are over. The days of assuming your way into divine alignment have begun. You are not separate from abundance. You are abundance. And it's time to live accordingly. Now, let's step into the first phase of your millionaire embodiment. We're going to start by breaking down one core truth: you are already a millionaire. Not in the future. Not when conditions are perfect. But right here, in this present moment. Let's begin. What if I told you that you don't need to become a millionaire, because you already are? Not someday. Not when the circumstances are finally right. Not after the plan comes together or after some magical series of steps. But right now. In this very moment. Before your bank account changes. Before the world can see it. Before anyone else validates it. You are already a millionaire. This is the radical truth of the law of assumption, and it changes everything. You see, most people operate from a mindset that says, I'm working on it. They affirm, I'm on my way to becoming successful, or, I'm doing what I can to attract wealth. And at first glance, these affirmations seem positive. But what they're really doing is reinforcing a frequency of striving rather than arriving. The universe doesn't hear your hopes, it reads your energy. And if your energy says, almost, the universe says, not yet. That's the trap. The more you see wealth as something ahead of you, the more you push it just out of reach. You begin to live in the illusion of becoming, and you never truly arrive. This is where many people unknowingly get stuck. They affirm abundance while still assuming lack. They visualize money while emotionally anchoring themselves in scarcity. And the result is a loop of near misses and partial breakthroughs. But here's the truth, the moment you shift from, I'm becoming, to, I already am, the universe aligns to match that vibration. You begin to emit a completely different frequency. Your body language changes. Your energy field changes. Your emotional tone changes. And suddenly, the people, resources, ideas, and opportunities that resonate with the vibration of wealth start to appear, not as luck, but as response. This is why the statement, I am a millionaire. It is done, carries so much power. It's not just an affirmation, it's a spiritual decree. It's a vibrational reset. It tells the universe, there is no delay, no distance, no lack. I am that which I desire, now. This kind of certainty collapses the illusion of time and replaces it with truth. Because the universe doesn't respond to effort, it responds to energy. To belief. To assumption. And here's what makes it even more powerful, you don't need to know how. That's not your job. You don't need a map, a plan, or a 10-step formula. You don't need to figure out where the money will come from, who will give it to you, or when it will arrive. The how is the universe's domain. Your only task is to hold the assumption. To live from the energy of already done. And the moment you truly believe that, it begins to materialize. Why? Because your external reality is always a mirror of your internal state. Not sometimes. Always. If deep down you carry the belief that you're still trying to become wealthy, then no matter how much action you take, the energy behind your action is rooted in lack. It's rooted in not yet. And that's what the universe continues to reflect. But when you shift to the knowing that wealth is already yours, when you no longer try to chase it, but instead claim it, you begin to walk differently. You speak with authority. You choose with clarity. You stop settling for less, not because you're entitled, but because you understand your alignment. You understand who you are and what your energy is calling in. Let's be clear, this is not about pretending. This is about assuming the truth that has always been encoded in your soul. You were never meant to live in survival mode. You were born to thrive. You were not created to struggle endlessly with money. You are here to rise, to impact, and to receive. But it can only happen when you finally see yourself through the eyes of abundance. The phrase, "I am a millionaire," is not just positive thinking, it's activation. It awakens a frequency that already exists in your energetic field. And when you add, "it is done," to that affirmation, you remove the need to keep striving. You send a message to your subconscious mind that the journey is complete, and your reality must catch up to that truth. The more you repeat this truth, the more it becomes real to you. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. You begin to walk with faith, not fear. You begin to choose from alignment, not desperation. And that shift becomes magnetic. Let's take a moment right now to practice this. Not as a ritual. Not as a wish. But as a declaration. Close your eyes. Take a breath. And say aloud, "I am a millionaire." It is done. Now feel that truth settle into your chest. Let it move through your spine, through your limbs, through your cells. Let it rearrange the way you breathe, the way you stand, the way you carry yourself. Because you are no longer hoping. You are receiving. And what happens next? The how begins to reveal itself. You meet someone who opens a door. A new idea lands in your spirit. An opportunity shows up that feels perfectly aligned. And none of it feels forced, because you're not chasing anymore. You're allowing. You're flowing. You're becoming the version of yourself who already lives in the wealth you desire. But here's what I want you to remember, this is not a one-time decision. This is a daily alignment. Every morning you wake up and declare, "I am a millionaire." It is done. Every moment doubt tries to creep in, you return to your truth. Every time the world shows you evidence of lack, you respond with energy of abundance. This is the practice. This is the mastery. And this is where the transformation begins. You no longer need permission to live in overflow. You no longer need validation to step into your wealthy identity. You are the one who decides. And you have decided. That's why you're still here. That's why you found this message. Because you were ready, not someday, but now. So let this be the turning point. Let this be the moment you stop striving and start assuming. Let this be the moment your energy shifts so completely that the world has no choice but to reflect back your new truth. Because chosen one, you are already a millionaire. Not in theory. Not in potential. But in truth. And now, it's time to start living like it. And from this place of knowing, from this energy of already done, we move into the next chapter of your journey, how to embody the millionaire mindset every single day. Because assumption is the foundation, but embodiment is how we build the life that reflects it. Let's go deeper. Let's live it. Let's align. It's already done. It's one thing to say, "I am a millionaire." But it's another thing entirely to live like one. To think, speak, decide, and feel as though your millionaire identity is already your truth. And this is where the real shift begins. Because words alone won't transform your reality, alignment will. If you've come this far, chosen one, then you've already declared the truth, "I am a millionaire." It is done. But the declaration is just the ignition. What sustains the flame, what transforms that statement into a new life, is how you align with it day by day. The law of assumption doesn't just ask you to affirm a new identity, it asks you to embody it. You must become the version of you who already has it all. Every thought, every decision, every emotion needs to emerge from the frequency of already having, not still waiting. Ask yourself, throughout your day, what would the millionaire version of me do? Would you make choices based on fear or faith? Would you shrink back from opportunities or step into them boldly? Would you doubt your intuition, or follow it with confidence? This question is not theoretical. It's practical. It's powerful. And it will become your compass in this journey of vibrational alignment. Because here's the truth, millionaires don't walk around worrying if they're worthy. They don't doubt if money will come. They don't second-guess every decision, every expense, every move. They trust. They expect. They move with the knowing that they are supported, provided for, and in flow with the current of abundance. And this is the version of yourself that you must begin to activate. Start simple. Start with how you feel. Are you waking up in the morning with tension in your chest and worry in your thoughts? Or are you waking up with gratitude, joy, and anticipation? Remember, emotions are vibrational messengers. If you are constantly anxious or doubtful, you are vibrating at the frequency of lack, even if you say all the right affirmations. The universe doesn't just respond to your words. It responds to your energy. And your energy is shaped by how you feel. So what does it feel like to be a millionaire? It feels like calm confidence. It feels like peace. It feels like joy that doesn't depend on external validation. It feels like the freedom to choose from alignment, not survival. And most importantly, it feels like gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies in the universe. It tells the divine, I see what I have. I honor it. I'm ready for more. And when you live from this place, even before the money arrives, you unlock the current of abundance that's been waiting to flow through your life. The more you embody gratitude, the more the universe delivers things for you to be grateful for. This isn't just philosophy, it's energetic science. It's spiritual law. It's the core of the millionaire mindset. But let's be real, staying in that alignment every day isn't always easy. There will be moments when your bank account doesn't reflect your belief yet. There will be moments when unexpected bills come in, or when the people around you don't understand your transformation. In those moments, doubt may try to creep in. Old habits might resurface. Fear might whisper, see? You're not there yet. But you are not the person who lives by fear anymore. You are the person who recognizes those voices and chooses again. You choose alignment. You choose gratitude. You choose certainty. And when you feel yourself drifting from the frequency of abundance, come back to your anchor. I am a millionaire. It is done. Speak it. Feel it. Walk with it. Let it be the mantra that grounds you. Let it be the declaration that shifts your body language, your thoughts, your tone, your energy. And when that's not enough, hit replay on this message. Let the repetition work for you. Let it program your subconscious mind the way you've been conditioned to believe in lack. Because repetition is how transformation becomes automatic. The more you hear these truths, the more they become your default state of being. This is why the video itself tells you to replay it again and again. Not because the words are magic, but because the energy they carry is meant to rewrite the neural pathways of your belief system. To dissolve the identity of lack. To rewire you for wealth. Your job, each day, is to nurture this alignment. To make it the foundation from which every other part of your life operates. So before you make a decision, pause and ask, does this align with the millionaire version of me? Before you let a negative thought spiral, stop and ask, would the abundant version of me believe this? Before you act from urgency or fear, breathe and return to your truth, abundance flows to me. I am fully supported. Every small act of alignment is a vote for the reality you are creating. Every moment you choose the energy of already done, you bring your external world closer to reflecting it. And over time, that energy becomes your normal. Your default. Your baseline frequency. From that place, you no longer need to convince the universe of your worthiness. You simply receive. Because you've matched the vibration of your desire, and the universe has no choice but to mirror it. And this, dear chosen one, is the daily devotion. This is the real discipline. Not hustle. Not control. But alignment. The inner consistency of thinking, feeling, and choosing from the energy of wealth. You are not striving anymore. You are aligning. And as you continue walking in that alignment, a new question arises, one that prepares you for the next level of embodiment. What hidden beliefs are still pulling you out of alignment? Because even the strongest assumptions can be subtly sabotaged by the remnants of old programming. And to live fully in your millionaire mindset, you must now face those beliefs. Gently. Honestly. And completely. So let's go deeper. Let's clear the path. Let's release the hidden chains of limitation. Because the truth is, your wealth is not being withheld. It's being revealed. And your job is to remove anything that blocks the flow. In the next phase of your transformation, we'll uncover those limiting beliefs, shine light on them, and replace them with truth. The truth that says, you are worthy. You are ready. And you are already wealthy. Now, take a breath. Let that truth settle in. And prepare to unlock the next key on your path to fully living as the millionaire you already are. If you've ever said to yourself, I'm not good with money, or maybe wealth just isn't meant for people like me, then you've already felt the invisible weight of limiting beliefs. These silent thoughts don't shout, they whisper. And that's what makes them so powerful. They operate quietly beneath the surface, but their influence over your reality is immense. In fact, they are the very walls standing between you and the financial freedom you seek. And if you want to fully embody your millionaire identity, the next step on your journey is this: releasing the beliefs that have silently ruled your life for years. Let's be clear, no one is born believing money is hard to get, or that being wealthy makes you a bad person. These thoughts were taught to you, and often by people you trusted. Maybe you grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, or, you have to work yourself to death just to survive. Over time, those statements became truths in your subconscious. You didn't choose them consciously. They were inherited, from your parents, your culture, your school system, your environment. But just because you didn't choose them, doesn't mean you're stuck with them. The good news is this: beliefs can be rewritten. And when you change the beliefs, you change your frequency. And when your frequency shifts, the universe responds, immediately. So how do you do that? The first step is awareness. Begin by paying close attention to your thoughts and emotions whenever money is involved. Do you feel shame, fear, or self-doubt when you check your bank account? Do you feel anxious about bills or guilty about wanting more? Do you hear an inner voice that says, be careful, don't dream too big, you might fail? Those are your limiting beliefs speaking. They may sound like you, but they're not truly yours. They are echoes from the past. They are stories you've been handed, not stories you've chosen. Once you become aware of those thoughts, the second step is to challenge them. When you hear yourself say, I'll never be wealthy, stop and ask, says who? Who told you that? And more importantly, was that person living the life you want? Often, the beliefs we carry come from people who were themselves struggling, afraid, or stuck. Why should their limitations become your truth? Challenge the belief. Dissect it. Ask yourself, is this always true? Can I find even one example that proves the opposite? Is it possible that my story could be different? When you begin to poke holes in the belief, its power starts to weaken. But here's where the real shift happens: you must replace the old belief with something new, something powerful. Nature abhors a vacuum. You can't just remove a belief and leave a blank space. You must replant the soil of your mind with affirmations rooted in abundance. Tell yourself, I deserve to live in overflow. Wealth is my natural state. Money flows to me easily and continuously. Don't just say it once. Say it daily. Say it with conviction. Say it until it no longer feels like a hope but a truth. Because the mind learns through repetition, and the subconscious reprograms through consistency. Pair these affirmations with vivid visualization. Close your eyes and see yourself already living the wealthy life you desire. Feel the texture of the clothes you wear. Hear the sounds of peace and ease in your home. Walk through your day in your imagination as though it's already done. This is not just daydreaming, this is vibrational alignment. When you combine mental rehearsal with emotional immersion, you send a powerful signal to the universe, I've already arrived. And don't be discouraged if these practices feel strange at first. Remember, you've spent years, maybe even decades, operating under a belief system rooted in lack. Changing that overnight is not the goal. What matters is that you begin. And that you continue. Slowly, the new beliefs will take root. Gradually, your vibration will rise. And then suddenly, your outer world will begin to reflect the shift that has happened inside. Understand this, every belief is just a sentence you've repeated enough times to accept as truth. It's not set in stone. It's not your identity. And it's certainly not your destiny. If you change the sentence, you change the story. And when you change the story, you change the reality. This is the power of assumption. This is how the law works, not by forcing the outside world to conform to your will, but by reshaping your inner world until the outer world has no choice but to mirror it. But don't rush this part of the journey. Be gentle with yourself. Some beliefs will be easy to let go. Others will fight to stay, because they've become a form of self-protection. They've given you a reason to play small, to delay action, to avoid disappointment. But you don't need those shields anymore. You are safe. You are chosen. And you are fully supported by the abundance of the universe. So as you move forward, commit to this, no more feeding the old story. No more repeating the lies you were told. Today, you choose to believe in a different narrative, one that aligns with your worth, your power, and your purpose. Today, you release the mental chains that have kept you in survival mode. And you step into your role as a conscious creator of wealth. And here's the beautiful part, as you release these beliefs, you'll begin to feel it, an energetic shift inside. You'll feel lighter. Clearer. More in flow. The tension you used to carry around money will begin to melt. You'll notice yourself making different choices, thinking different thoughts, speaking different truths. You'll begin to act not from fear but from alignment. And when that happens, when your vibration shifts, the opportunities will begin to show up. The doors will begin to open. The universe will rush in to meet your new frequency. Because once the internal resistance is gone, the flow becomes effortless. Now, chosen one, take a breath. Feel the truth of this moment. Feel the spaciousness that opens when you release what no longer serves you. And know this, you were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to live in scarcity. That was never your inheritance. Your abundance has always been waiting for you, just beyond the limits of your old beliefs. And now that those limits are crumbling, you're ready to receive what's been yours all along. So prepare yourself. Because in the next phase of your journey, we're going to take all this cleared space, all this newfound alignment, and fully synchronize it with the energy of wealth. It's time to calibrate your entire being to the frequency of abundance. The beliefs are no longer holding you back. The resistance is gone. Now you are ready to align. Fully. Completely. And powerfully. If you've been wondering why your affirmations aren't turning into manifestations, why your dreams of financial abundance haven't yet materialized despite all the visualizations and declarations, this may be the missing piece. Your energy is not yet aligned. This chapter is not about what you think, or what you say, it's about what you radiate. Everything is energy, including money. And until your internal frequency matches the vibration of wealth, the universe cannot deliver what you're asking for. Let's begin by understanding this fundamental truth. Money is not just paper, numbers on a screen, or a pile of coins in your drawer. It is energy, pure, flowing, dynamic energy. It responds to your feelings, your beliefs, and your daily interactions with it. The universe does not judge what you want, it simply mirrors back the frequency you emit. So if your internal dialogue is filled with fear, worry, or resentment about money, even if you say the words, "I am abundant," your true frequency says something else entirely. And the universe listens to energy, not words. There are two main frequencies at play in every financial journey: the frequency of lack and the frequency of abundance. If you're constantly thinking, "I can't afford this, money always slips away," or "I'm just trying to get by," you are locked in a frequency of scarcity. That energy is heavy, restrictive, and self-sustaining. The more you dwell in lack, the more you attract situations that validate that feeling: unexpected bills, missed opportunities, and a sense that you're always chasing, never arriving. On the other hand, abundance has a very different frequency. It is light, open, expansive. It's the vibration you emit when you feel gratitude for what you already have, even if it's small. It's the calm assurance that more is always on its way. It's the willingness to release control and allow life to unfold with trust. When you operate from this place, the universe opens up to meet you. Opportunities arise. Money begins to flow in unexpected ways. You begin to experience the very life you once thought was down the road, because you've now tuned into its frequency. But alignment is not only about thinking and feeling. Your actions are part of your energetic signature. You cannot say, "I am wealthy," and then act from fear. You cannot declare abundance and then treat money like it's a threat. Your choices must reflect the energy of wealth. So ask yourself honestly, how do I handle the money I already have? Do I avoid looking at it? Do I spend impulsively from anxiety? Do I hoard it in fear of not having enough? Or do I manage it with confidence and care, trusting that more is coming? To truly align with wealth, your actions must mirror the belief that money is your ally, not your enemy. This means spending with intention, not recklessly, but with trust. It means investing in yourself, your growth, your well-being, your passions, because you know your value multiplies. It means treating every dollar you receive with gratitude and every dollar you give with joy, knowing the flow will return. The way you interact with $10 is the way the universe will test whether you're ready for $10,000. If you honor the small, the great will follow. Think of it like tuning a radio. If you want to hear a jazz station, you have to dial into that exact frequency. If you're even a little off, all you hear is static. It's the same with money. If your thoughts say abundance, but your actions and emotions scream scarcity, you're not on the right frequency. And no matter how much you visualize, the signal won't get through. But when your beliefs, emotions, and behaviors all match the wealth vibration, the universe hears you loud and clear. And it responds. There's a profound passage in the original content that illustrates this idea. When you manage the $100 you have with respect and care, the universe sees that you're ready to manage $1,000, then $1 million. That's not just poetic, it's vibrational truth. The energy you bring to what you already possess determines what you're ready to receive. You don't attract wealth by wishing for more. You attract it by showing that you already know how to hold it, love it, and circulate it with grace. So how do you maintain this frequency? Begin with gratitude. Every morning, name 5 things, related to money or not, that you're grateful for. Gratitude instantly raises your vibration. It tells the universe, I see what you've done for me, and I'm open to more. Then, become intentional with your money. Track it. Bless it. Thank it as it arrives. Release it with purpose. This isn't about being rigid or obsessive, it's about being energetically clear. Next, affirm your truth consistently. Use powerful statements like, I respect and attract money with ease, or I am aligned with the vibration of wealth. Say them out loud, write them down, repeat them in your mind. Let them become the dominant thoughts that override your old stories. And most importantly, act. Take small, courageous steps from a place of belief, not fear. Buy the healthier groceries. Enroll in the class that lights you up. Decline the offer that doesn't respect your value. Every choice is an energetic message. Remember, the universe doesn't require perfection, it requires alignment. When you slip into doubt, gently return to your center. When you catch yourself speaking lack, pause and reset. This is not about pretending to be rich, it's about embodying the wealth frequency until it becomes who you are. And when that frequency stabilizes within you, your outer world will rise to meet it. This is the essence of energetic alignment, thinking with clarity, feeling with confidence, and acting with integrity. When these three align, your message to the universe is unmistakable, I am ready. So, chosen one, now that you've learned how to recalibrate your internal energy to the frequency of wealth, the path ahead becomes even more liberating. You no longer have to force, to chase, or to figure everything out. You've done your part. And now, it's time to surrender the rest to the divine. Because the next step on this millionaire journey isn't about striving, it's about trusting. Trusting the invisible, the timing, the process. You've aligned your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Now, you get to lean back into faith, knowing that the universe is responding with precision. You've tuned the dial. The signal is clear. And the wealth you seek, is already seeking you. By now you've affirmed your identity, embodied the mindset, adjusted your energy, and declared with certainty that you are a millionaire. But there's one more key that unlocks the flow of abundance, and it's not about doing more. It's about letting go. The next step in your journey is to trust the process. Deeply, fully, and unshakably. In this chapter, we step into the truth that your only job is belief, the rest belongs to the universe. The content makes this powerfully clear with a simple but profound truth: how it happens is not your responsibility. That part belongs to the universe. This truth isn't meant to make you passive, it's meant to liberate you. You were never meant to carry the burden of the how. That path, those people, those opportunities, they are all being arranged behind the scenes. But when you try to control it, overthink it, or micromanage every step, you're actually interfering with the divine orchestration unfolding for you. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means knowing the seed has been planted and choosing to water it with faith instead of digging it up in doubt. You see, every time you affirm, I am a millionaire, you send a signal to the universe. But if, immediately afterward, you start wondering, what if this doesn't work, what if I'm fooling myself, or what if I never see it happen? Then you're canceling out the energy you just released. This is why the message in the video is so bold: doubt is resistance. It is the invisible wall that keeps the blessings circling above your head without a place to land. It doesn't matter how many affirmations you say, if your underlying energy is anxious or controlling, you are not in a state of receptivity. The universe responds to clean signals. Doubt sends mixed messages: 1 minute, you're open, the next, you're closed. And when the signal is unclear, the manifestation stalls. That's not punishment. That's simply energetic feedback. That's why trust is not optional, it's essential. Trust clears the runway for your blessings to arrive. And not just arrive, but arrive with ease, with grace, and with a speed that will surprise you. When you live in trust, you tap into a completely different vibration. It's a vibration of openness, of calmness, of magnetic receiving. Instead of chasing opportunities, you become the magnet. Instead of questioning the timing, you settle into divine flow. You no longer need to grasp or push, you simply allow. This is what the video calls the freedom of faith. The inner posture that says, I know it's done. I know it's mine. I don't need to prove it or earn it. I just need to stay aligned and keep showing up. And yes, sometimes that means staying centered even when your bank account hasn't shifted yet. Even when the numbers haven't changed. Because in those moments, your ego will want to panic. It will whisper, "See? It's not working." But your spirit must answer back, "Oh yes, it is." The shift has already happened, on the level that matters most. The physical is always the last to reflect the energetic. That's why faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. You must hold the vision long enough for reality to catch up. Think of it like planting a seed. No farmer plants corn today and goes out tomorrow asking, "Where's the harvest?" They know the laws of nature. They trust the process. They water, they nurture, they wait. Why? Because they believe in the seed. In the same way, the universe is your soil. Your beliefs are the seeds. Your feelings are the sunlight. And your trust, that's the water. With every breath of trust, you're feeding the very thing you asked for. But doubt? Doubt is like pulling the seed out of the ground every time you think it's taking too long to grow. You must become like the musician who doesn't write the song, but trusts the conductor to lead the orchestra. Like the surfer who doesn't control the wave, but trusts the timing to ride it. Like the painter who doesn't see the whole picture yet, but trusts each brushstroke to reveal the masterpiece. This is spiritual surrender. Not apathy, not resignation, but powerful alignment with divine intelligence. Let's be honest. Letting go is not always easy. Especially when bills are due, pressure is high, or fear creeps in. But this is when your trust becomes the most potent. Because the moment you feel like giving up, yet choose to believe anyway, that's when you bend reality. That's when you shift timelines. That's when the universe says, "Now they're ready." So how do you live this trust out, practically? First, when doubt shows up, don't judge it. Just notice it. Breathe. And gently return to your truth, "It is done." Second, speak trust aloud. Declare, "I don't need to know how. I trust the unfolding. I trust the timing. I trust myself." Third, relax your grip. Instead of forcing solutions, stay present and open. Follow intuitive nudges, but don't force outcomes. Know that what's meant for you is already moving toward you, even if you can't see it yet. You are not manifesting from scratch. You are aligning with what already exists on the spiritual plane. The wealth, the connections, the breakthrough, it's already waiting. Your trust is what lifts the veil and invites it into the physical world. So when the mind says, "But how will this happen?" you answer with grace, "That's not my job." When the doubt whispers, "What if it never shows up?" you answer, "It already has." When the world says, "Show me the proof," you smile and say, "Watch me live it." Chosen one, if you can master this level of surrender, if you can sit calmly in the silence between your request and its arrival, knowing it is already yours, then nothing is out of reach. In fact, it's closer than you think. Your ability to receive is directly tied to your willingness to trust. And the more you trust, the faster it flows. So exhale. Release the fear. Loosen your grip on the outcome. Say it again, "It is done." Then act, think, and live from that place. Because the moment you stop chasing wealth and start trusting that it's chasing you, that's when the miracles begin. And now that you've entered the vibration of divine trust, what's next? You walk forward. Not as someone hoping to be wealthy, but as someone already there. You act, choose, and speak as if your millionaire reality is here, because it is. You've declared your abundance. You've adjusted your mindset, aligned your energy, and surrendered the details to the universe. Now comes the part that bridges belief and reality, the part where you don't just think like a millionaire, but live like one. This is the embodiment of the principle known as, act as if. It's not just a catchy phrase. It's a spiritual strategy that changes the way you move, choose, and show up in every moment of your life. In the law of assumption, this step is the gateway to manifestation. And it's how you shift from intention to embodiment. To act as if means you don't wait for money to show up before you feel abundant. You feel abundant now. You don't wait for wealth to land before you make decisions that honor your value. You make those decisions now. You don't live from the place of someday, you live as though that day is here. And here's the secret, when you begin to act like it's already done, the universe responds with the very reality that matches that energy. But let's clear up a common misconception. This is not about pretending. It's not about spending money you don't have or putting on a performance to impress the world. Acting as if is not about showing off. It's about alignment. It's a quiet, confident shift that happens within you, where your thoughts, your emotions, and your choices begin to harmonize with the version of you that already lives in abundance. It's not faking anything. It's activating something that was always in you. This version of you doesn't panic when money comes or goes. They make financial decisions from a place of stability. They trust their value. They don't chase, they attract. So, when you align your habits with that identity, you're not performing. You're synchronizing with your higher self. It's a form of spiritual integrity, being internally congruent with the reality you've claimed. So what does this look like in practice? Start with your space. Does your environment reflect the energy of someone who honors wealth and clarity? A millionaire doesn't live in chaos. They create order. They treat their surroundings with care, not out of extravagance, but out of reverence. Decluttering your space, organizing your finances, investing in beauty and functionality, these aren't luxuries, they are acts of alignment. Then shift your language. Words are spells, and every word you speak is shaping your reality. Replace phrases like, "I can't afford that," with, "I'm choosing to invest in what aligns with my abundance." Instead of, "I'm broke," say, "I'm prioritizing wealth." These subtle changes send a clear signal, not just to others, but to your own subconscious, that you're living from a different frequency now. Your emotions, too, are part of this alignment. A wealthy vibration is calm, certain, joyful. Fear, anxiety, and urgency pull you out of sync. When you feel yourself slipping into worry, pause. Breathe. Reconnect with the truth, it is already done. Gratitude is your grounding tool here. Even before the evidence shows up in your account, you give thanks. Because the frequency of thankfulness is the frequency of receiving. And then, there are your daily choices. What do you eat? How do you dress? How do you spend your time? Are these choices coming from survival mode, or from a sense of sacred sufficiency? You don't need to spend extravagantly. You need to choose intentionally. Maybe you buy less, but better. Maybe you take time for self-care not because it's trendy, but because your future self would never neglect their well-being. Every choice is an energetic message to the universe, this is who I am now. One of the most powerful techniques for locking this in is visualization. Close your eyes and picture your millionaire self. Not the fantasy version, but the emotionally grounded, spiritually centered version. Where do they live? How do they greet each morning? What kind of conversations are they having? How do they walk into a room? The more detailed your vision, the stronger your vibration becomes. And when your nervous system gets used to that version of you, it stops feeling far away. It starts feeling familiar. And what feels familiar eventually becomes your default state. And yes, action matters. But not frantic, fear-based action. What we're talking about here is inspired action, moves made from clarity, not desperation. Say yes to opportunities that align. Decline those that don't. Invest in things that expand your future. Speak up when silence would diminish you. The more you live from this place, the more your world will organize itself around that identity. There's a reason the content emphasizes this principle so strongly. Because once you're in alignment, and once you're trusting the process, this is the behavior that seals the deal. The universe is always responding to your vibration, and when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all aligned with wealth, there's no mixed signal. It knows what to deliver. And here's the truth that ties it all together: you become the proof. You stop looking for signs and start living like the sign. You no longer need external validation, because your life becomes the manifestation. Your peace becomes your evidence. Your posture becomes your prayer. And as you continue to act from that frequency, your physical reality will mirror back everything you've already decided is true. So, what does this mean for you right now, chosen one? It means today is the day to make choices as your millionaire self. Not next week. Not after your circumstances change. Now. It means dressing with dignity, speaking with authority, and investing in your spirit. It means carrying yourself like someone who is already free, because you are. This is how you tell the universe, I'm ready. Not through begging. Not through overwork. Through embodiment. Through daily integrity with your highest self. And the beautiful part is, you don't have to do this perfectly. You just have to do it consistently. Each time you return to that inner posture, each time you choose from abundance rather than lack, you deepen your resonance with wealth. You become more magnetic. And over time, your reality has no choice but to catch up. So pause now and ask yourself, what would my millionaire self choose in this moment? How would they respond to this opportunity? How would they spend this hour? What would they say yes to? What would they let go of? Let the answers rise. Then follow them. And now, as you begin to act from that energy, we move into the next layer of transformation. Because it's not enough to align once. You must stay aligned. The power isn't just in the pivot, it's in the persistence. The next chapter is about maintaining your vibration, even when the world hasn't caught up yet. Even when the evidence is still unfolding. Because that's when your power truly compounds. You've already declared it. You've already aligned. You've surrendered, taken inspired action, and begun to walk through life as your millionaire self. But here's the truth most people miss: manifestation isn't a one-time declaration. It's not a spark. It's a flame that must be tended. This is where many people lose their momentum. They light the fire, but they don't keep it burning. They allow external challenges to dim what was meant to shine. That's why this next step is so vital: you must stay aligned. You must keep your frequency high, even when reality hasn't fully caught up yet. The original content says it plainly: manifestation is not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. That means your millionaire identity is not something you just claim once and forget. It's something you nurture, protect, and return to again and again. The energy of abundance is a space you must live in daily. And just like any sacred space, it requires discipline, not just inspiration. This is where spiritual maturity enters. It's easy to say, I am a millionaire, when things are flowing. But what do you say when an unexpected bill arrives? When doubt whispers again? When life tests your new identity with old patterns? That's when you return to your core affirmation, the one that anchors you to truth: I am a millionaire. It is done. This statement isn't just positive thinking. It's energetic authority. It's a stabilizing force. It's a declaration that overrides circumstance with certainty. And you're going to need that anchor, because part of the journey is learning how to hold your vibration when the outside world looks the same. You've planted the seed, but the tree hasn't fully grown yet. That doesn't mean it's not growing. It just means you must trust the unseen roots taking hold. You don't dig up the seed to check on it. You water it. You nurture it. And that's what we do with our energy. One way to nurture that vibration is through repetition. The original message encourages you to replay this video as often as needed, not because the words are magical, but because consistency rewires your subconscious. Every time you hear the truth again, it becomes more familiar. It settles deeper into your being. And the more familiar abundance feels, the more likely you are to see it reflected around you. But listening is only part of the practice. Gratitude is the fuel that keeps your vibration alive. It's not something you reserve for when your bank account hits 7 figures. It's what you practice now. Today. In this moment. Because gratitude doesn't wait for proof, it becomes the proof. When you're grateful for the process, for the growth, for the small signs along the way, you are saying to the universe, I know I've received. I recognize the shift already happening. Gratitude transforms your frequency. It raises it. It sustains it. And it expands it. So yes, be grateful for the obvious things, but also be grateful for the invisible progress. The mindset shifts. The clarity. The confidence. Be grateful for the opportunities on their way and the obstacles you've already overcome. Because gratitude says, I trust what's unfolding. I see what others might miss. I already know I'm on my way. Another essential part of this stage is protecting your focus. One of the most dangerous habits you must release is the tendency to look back. The past, your struggles, your financial trauma, your stories of limitation, have no place in the reality you're creating. The moment you look back and say, this is who I've always been, you start undoing the energetic progress you've made. The original message puts it powerfully, stop defining yourself by the past. Look at what's taking shape instead. You are not here to relive the story of scarcity. You're here to rewrite it. So let the past be a place of wisdom, not a place of identity. Use your energy to reinforce the reality you're building, not the one you're escaping. So how do you stay in alignment practically? First, build rituals of return, daily practices that bring you back to your highest self. That might be replaying the affirmation video, journaling from the perspective of your wealthy self, or starting each morning with gratitude for the future that's already unfolding. These rituals are like energy recalibrators. They pull you back into the right frequency when the world tries to distract you. Second, recognize when you've drifted. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware. If you catch yourself slipping into fear or frustration, don't shame yourself. Simply pause. Breathe. And remind yourself, I am a millionaire. It is done. This single phrase is your spiritual GPS. It realigns your focus and redirects your momentum. Third, surround yourself with reinforcement. Whether it's content, people, environments, or even music, choose inputs that elevate your vibration. What you consume shapes your frequency. So fill your world with things that reflect who you're becoming, not who you were. And finally, celebrate small confirmations. Did you handle a financial decision with more confidence than usual? Celebrate it. Did you stay calm when you normally would have panicked? Celebrate that too. These are signs that you're embodying your new identity, and every small alignment compounds into major transformation. Because here's the truth, the universe is already moving on your behalf. You've set the intention. You've aligned your energy. You've taken the inspired actions. Now your only job is to stay connected. Not to hustle. Not to force. But to remain in the space where abundance can land. This is your sanctuary now, this frequency of wholeness. And the more you live here, the faster the outer world will conform. So, dear one, hold your frequency. Guard it like gold. Reaffirm your truth daily. Repeat your mantra. Feel the gratitude. Protect your focus. And let your past dissolve in the light of your new identity. The breakthrough is not something coming from the outside, it's something stabilizing inside of you. The moment you stop chasing and start maintaining is the moment everything begins to shift. And now that you've anchored your frequency and made it your home, the final step awaits you. A step that draws all of this together, the mindset, the energy, the action, the trust, and asks you to make a decision so complete, so final, that the universe can't help but respond in full. The time has come to claim it all, not just in thought, but in life. So let us move now into the final declaration, the closing of the circle, the ceiling of the shift. You've stayed in alignment. Now you're ready to own it, live it, and declare it out loud. It's time. You've arrived. If you're still here, still listening, still breathing in the energy of this message, then this is not just the end of a video, it's the threshold of a new identity. A new dimension. You are no longer just a student of manifestation. You are the embodiment of abundance. And every step of this journey has led you right to this moment. Let's take a breath and look back, not at lack, not at the past, but at the transformation that has just unfolded inside you. This wasn't just a series of motivational tips. It was an activation. A reprogramming. A complete realignment of your energy with the millionaire reality that already belongs to you. It began with a declaration, I am a millionaire. It is done. You spoke it, you felt it, you let it soak into your being like sunlight through skin. That was the moment everything shifted. You then chose to trust, not because the details were clear, but because your spirit was ready. You surrendered the how to the universe and chose faith over fear. That was the second great leap. And you didn't stop there. You began to act, to decide, to walk like the version of yourself who already had it. You made aligned choices, tuned into higher thoughts, and adjusted your words, your emotions, your environment. You embodied your future, now. Then came the commitment to stay there, to hold the frequency when tests came, when doubt whispered, when old patterns knocked. You anchored yourself in truth. You chose consistency. And now, here you are, in perfect alignment with the vibration of abundance. This, chosen one, is not the beginning of wealth. This is wealth. It's not the promise of prosperity. It is the presence of it. The millionaire reality is no longer something you're reaching for, it's something you're standing in. The universe has already responded. The signs have been clear. The frequency has been matched. What you once believed was far away is now surrounding you, like an atmosphere, like a current. You are not preparing anymore. You are receiving. It's important that you recognize this. This is the final step, not because there is nothing left to do, but because there's nothing more to prove. You are not here to earn abundance. You are here to accept it. And the way you accept it is through declaration, alignment, and sacred action. What's next is simple, yet deeply powerful. You anchor this energy. You lock it in. You let the universe know that you are not just interested in wealth, you are claiming it. You are owning it. You are prepared to live from it. So here is your moment of sacred action. Not effort. Not striving. But activation. Like this video, not because it helps an algorithm, but because it sends a pulse of agreement out into the field. It is your energetic yes. Your soul's way of saying, I receive this. I believe this. This is mine. Subscribe to Cosmic Harmony to stay tethered to this current of truth. Every message you receive, every moment of connection, will help you maintain this frequency. Spiritual wealth requires spiritual community. Stay in the flow. Leave a comment with 77, not just as a number, but as a coded affirmation. It's your spiritual shorthand. It tells the universe, I'm tuned in. I'm aligned. I've stepped into my new life. Think of this as a public declaration. A sacred contract. It says, I no longer identify with lack. I live from overflow. Replay this video as often as needed. Each replay is a ritual. A moment of remembering. A recalibration. Think of it as tuning an instrument. The more you hear the truth, the clearer your internal song becomes. And when your internal sound is in harmony with abundance, the external world cannot help but echo it back. Share your experience. Not just for others, but for you. There is power in spoken testimony. There is magic in vocalized realization. The more you articulate your shift, the more real it becomes. Say it out loud. Tell someone. Tell yourself, I've already received it. I've stepped into my abundance. When you share, you do not just inspire, you crystallize your vibration. Because here is what the universe sees: someone who started unsure, maybe doubtful, maybe hurting, but who chose truth anyway. Someone who dared to believe something better. Someone who kept showing up. Someone who didn't wait for outside validation but trusted the frequency within. And now, that someone, you, stands fully in their millionaire identity. Not tomorrow. Not after some magical breakthrough. Now. And maybe, as you read this, you feel that quiet rush inside. That resonance. That trembling awareness that something has clicked. That's your spirit confirming, yes. It is done. You are no longer watching a video. You are embodying a reality. This was never just about money. This was about alignment. About integrity. About power. The kind of power that doesn't shout, but radiates. The kind that doesn't hustle, but attracts. You are now a living magnet for wealth. Your energy, your thoughts, your decisions, they all speak the same truth: I am already what I used to hope for. So go live like it. Spend like it. Give like it. Decide like it. Walk like it. Let every cell in your body reflect the truth you've just affirmed: I am already a millionaire. It is done. And every time your old self tries to rise, when doubt creeps in, when fear knocks, when scarcity tries to reclaim you, come back to this truth. Come back to this message. Re-watch it. Reread it. Relive it. Because abundance isn't something you visit. It's your home now. Make it familiar. Make it sacred. Make it yours. This is your final step. Not because there's nothing more to become, but because you've remembered who you already were. And now, millions aren't coming. They're already here. So, chosen one, what will you do with your new identity? Will you hide it, or will you declare it? Will you second guess, or will you celebrate? Will you shrink back, or will you shine forward? This is your moment. Say yes. Step in. Take it. Live it. Share it. And remember, it is already done.